Hey, what's up there, YouTubers? It's me again, Brian, aka Gamer 55551, and I am back with a video review or review shots thought video though, and this is going to be a double one. I'm going to take a look at my thoughts on season 1 of Dune Prophecy on Max and The Apothecary Diary on Crunchyroll, which I got it on Amazon Prime. I had it at a subscription and everything like that. And if you're interested in any part of the video you wish to skip to, links will be in the description of this video. And for parents out there, it's worth pointing out that Dune Prophecy is rated TV MA here in the US, while The Apothecary Diary is rated TV 14 here in the US. So we'll start off first with Dune Prophecy and all. For me, I've heard of Dune before in the past. I mean, I may have seen clips of the old 80s movie and everything like that. But what really kind of caught people's attention with Dune was when it was released. I think it was either 2020 or 2019, the first one, followed by earlier this year, Dune Part 2 was released, and that did very well in the box office. And both of those films were really good in terms of the setting, the lore, and the story and everything like that. So it was kind of interesting to hear that they were doing one called Dune Prophecy, which a series that takes place I think 10,000 years before the events of Dune Part 1. And I got a chance to watch it and watch all 6 episodes. And while I still think it's good, I feel like it's not going to overtake Dune Part 1 and Part 2. It depends on what expectations you were getting out of this show and everything. So I'll break it down into what I like and what I didn't like, mixed or not 100% sure about. In terms of what I like, I do like the fact that they decided to aim for what would be more described as kind of like a Game of Thrones kind of approach to it to a certain degree. And you do kind of see that in Dune Prophecy in a way. I mean, in terms of different factions or families and all, and everything like that, all kind of vying for power to a certain degree. I mean, I wouldn't go as far as saying it's full-on Game of Thrones, which, based on some of the episodes I've watched, I'm starting to catch up with on that show and everything like that, which is mostly what I would view as soft porn. I wouldn't say that Dune Prophecy is like that. I mean, there are some sex scenes, but I wouldn't go out of my way and call it a soft porn-like approach like Game of Thrones were. But in either case, I do like they went with a bit of a Game of Thrones approach to a certain extent, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. And I also do want to point out Mark Strong, who's in this movie. I thought he did a good job playing the Emperor Javicco Corrino. I apologize if I butchered that name and everything like that. I thought his character was done well. I mean, I've seen him in other movies here and shows here and there. I saw him the Kingsman movies a couple of years ago and everything. But I thought he did a good job playing the so-called Emperor in this series and everything like that. So I thought he did a good job. The other cast, I mean, again, they did well too, but I thought he was really the standout performance in Dune Prophecy and all. As far as what I like, what I didn't like, or mixed, or not 100% sure about, I would say those expecting it to be similar to Dune Part 1 and Part 2 might be a little bit disappointed, which had more of, the world itself, the Dune planet and everything, and, a lot of the action sequences and all. So I think for those who are expecting it to be like that, might be a little bit disappointed with what they see in Dune Prophecy and all. And again, that depends on how you're going into it, though. It's kind of a similar view I had with The Penguin and all. I mean, good series, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed The Penguin, but those who were expecting it to be like the Batman probably were going to be disappointed, because this one's more geared towards those who like Godfather, Goodfellas, and that kind of stuff. And that's kind of how I see with Dune Prophecy. This one I feel like is more geared towards, in a way, kind of like the Game of Thrones audience and everything like that. So, again, I don't think that's a bad thing, but I just wouldn't go in expecting, the kind of action sequence or the approach you would see in Dune 1 and Dune Part 2 and all. Overall, I would say Dune Prophecy isn't bad or anything like that. I do think the series is good. I do like how the idea of the whole taking place, before the events of Dune Part 1 and everything like that. It's just the approach, for some folks may like it, some may hate it, to be exact. At its best, though, like I said, the Game of Thrones approach, I don't think that was necessarily a bad thing. I do think Mark Strong, I think, was the best character I saw in the series, playing, the Emperor and all. But at its worst, though, I wouldn't go in expecting the kind of approach you saw with Dune Part 1 and Part 2. But in either case, this one isn't bad, and I am very curious to see how Season 2 will play out. It might be a while until we see Season 2 and everything like that, but I certainly wouldn't be against the idea of seeing Season 2 of Dune Prophecy and all. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we'll get to Part 2 of my double review, and this one will be on Crunchyroll's The Apothecary, if I'm saying the name correctly, Diary. So we'll take a quick break, and we will be right back. Okay, and we are back with Part 2 of my double review of both Dune Prophecy and The Apothecary Diaries. Apologize if I'm not saying the name correctly, though. So for Part 2, we're going to be talking about The Apothecary Diaries. Now, when it comes to anime, though, there are plenty of animes out there. But every once in a while, there are some that sort of get kind of like a mainstream attention to a certain degree. Some might point to stuff like, Sword Art Online, to basically, stuff like Ghost in the Shell, Naruto, and Dragon Ball does come to mind to a certain extent. And there are some that I do enjoy that are kind of niche and everything like that. But there are some that do tend to catch my attention, one being like Spy X Family. So this one, I sort of was looking at it when I started to look at YouTube videos here and there, and this one was called The Apothecary Diaries. And this one I decided to check out, especially when I subscribed to Crunchyroll through Amazon Prime, and decided to watch all 24 episodes. And I will say this is definitely a favorite, definitely one of the animes I definitely enjoyed during 2024 and all. I think that it certainly is neat, and it's definitely one I would recommend if you have, if you have Crunchyroll or anything like that. So we'll break this down into what I like and what I didn't like, mixed and not 100% sure though. The first one I do want to talk about is what I like, and that is Mao Mao. I will say is definitely the main character of the show, and definitely one that steals it the most. I like her character in a way in which some parts she could be serious and some parts she could be silly, like her acting like a kid in a candy store when she sees like poison or herbs or anything like that. And then there are times when she can be serious as well. Although another character, Jinsen, is not that bad either, though. I think he also stands out, and there are certainly interesting interactions between those two characters. I do like the fact sometimes Mao Mao could sometimes, let's just say it sometimes comes off as she breaks Jinsen when making certain comments that can come off the wrong way, like when he asked about the hairpin that he handed her and why she didn't go to her ask for help, and she's talked about how she helped this other person on what she quote call a night of blissful dreams, and Jinsei got the wrong image. He saw see the expression on his face and all until he learned what that really meant for and everything like that. So it's certainly, I think those two characters are like really the ones that stand out, but Mao Mao definitely is the one that I think stands out the most, and I definitely like her character and all throughout all 24 episodes. And I also do like the fact that how the show does have sort of a mixture of comedy and some seriousness here and there. Sometimes some of the comedy is some of the stuff Mao Mao says, or her facial expression, and here and there. But there are also some times that there are seriousness, like with one episode when she was helping one of the emperors, I think Coruscant, if I'm saying the name correctly, how she discovered the sort of the perfume that the ladies in waiting were putting on her, claimed to make her look beautiful, and then kind of when hit smack one of the ladies across the face and talking about the dangers of this chemical and the poison that it produces and everything like that. So there are times that they show her seriousness as well. So there are definitely some funny moments, but also some serious moments in here. And I definitely think that is a good thing to see in the show and all. As far as what I didn't like or mixed or not 100% sure about, I would say I was a little disappointed in terms of one of the characters, Lakan, Lakan, when it was revealed that he was Mao Mao's father. You do learn a little bit of the backstory in terms of how he became Mao Mao's father and everything like that, though. And I mean, it's not bad. It's just the way it was revealed. It just wasn't really didn't really click with me as much and all. So I will say that's probably my only disappointment I have for season 1 of The Apostle Diary, though. I mean, I don't think it ruins the show or anything like that. It's just I was a little disappointed how we learned about who Mao Mao's father really is and all. Overall, I will say I definitely enjoy The Apothecary Diaries, though. I think it is a good anime, and it's one worth checking out if you have Crunchyroll, or if you have it through, like Amazon Prime or something like that. Excuse me. At its best, Mao Mao and Jinxins definitely steal the show, although I think Mao Mao does a bit more, though. And I do like the mixture of the comedy and seriousness in the show and everything like that. But at its worst, though, like I said, a little disappointed how we learned about Mao Mao's father and all. But in either case, I definitely came away very pleased with this show, indeed. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how Season 2 is going to play out, if they're going to do anything different with Season 2 or not. So we'll have to wait and see how that all goes and all. But overall, definitely pleased with The Apostle Diary from Crunchyroll. And I'm definitely looking forward to see how Season 2 turns out and all. Okay, this concludes my double review of Season 1 of both Dune Prophecy and The Apothecary Diaries. And again, these are my opinion. What are yours? What are your thoughts about both those shows? Did you enjoy Dune Prophecy, though? Do you think it was good? Do you think it was bad? Do you like the idea of it taking place thousands of years before the events of Dune Part 1 in any way? Does this make you hopeful for, Dune Part 3 when that does eventually happen and everything like that? And what are your thoughts about The Apothecary Diary, though? Did you watch the show on Crunchyroll, or did you, get it through a subscription, through Amazon Prime like I did? Did you enjoy the show in any way? Do you think it's probably one of your favorite animes of 2024, or were there other ones that you thought that were better and all? Do you agree with what I said in this video? Do you disagree? Do you have a difference of opinion? As always, sound off in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. And if you do like this video, I hope you hit the like button. I would appreciate it. And I hope you do subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you do, make sure you hit the bell icon for notifications of any new videos I put up. Also, feel free to share this video if you want to, and feel free to donate to my channel if you'd like. You can do it through PayPal Me or Patreon or Steam Labs. Links will be in the description of this video, so you may watch this on YouTube. And I will see you again next time when I do another video. Hopefully that'll be soon. Until then, from Southern California, I wish you all a good day then. Bye.